Hi everyone, this is Sister Bedini again. We're gonna continue. Welcome back. We're gonna continue part one. We're gonna go into section B. This is where we left off last time. Okay, you've seen this. This is the agenda for part B, which we talked about in the video, first video of the overview. What we're gonna talk about, we're gonna talk about even being in a real place and how we have to make it a part of our daily life. Things that we need to understand to accept it, and get excited about heaven. And we'll look at the holy city, which is actually our home, our real home, and how we get there. Exactly how we get to heaven. And we'll look at a little bit about the story of my journey home, and we look at the chariot of gold and fire, and of course, remember what Jesus said. Our God is God of the living. Our God is God of the living. We are the living. We never die. Alright, so let's get into this. Heaven is a real place, and going there is a time of excitement. Set our minds. The Bible tells us to set our minds on the realities of heaven. Okay, so we're going to talk about the details of heaven, and we're going to talk about it all the time. If we don't talk about it all the time, it just doesn't become part of our life. Now, this is what the Bible tells us about heaven. We're going to look at Colossians, verse 1 through 4. It says, verse 1 says, "Since you have been raised to new life with Christ, set your sights on the realities of heaven." That's coming right out of the Bible. I copied this right from the Bible. I didn't even type it. I copied and pasted. Where Christ sits in the place of honor at God's right hand. Where he's sitting on a throne up there, okay? It's a physical is sitting on a throne up there. Now think about the things of heaven. So it says to think about the things of heaven, not the things of the earth. And I made it in red because, I highlighted it because I've talked to people and they think that we should focus on just the earth. But God is saying we should put more into thinking about heaven, because heaven is our real home. That is where, our real home. This is a temporary thing for us here, okay? And he said, "For you died," in verse 3, he said, "For you died to this life, and your real life is hidden with Christ in God." And then verse 4 says, "When Christ, who is your real life, is revealed to the whole world, you will share in all his glory." Not some, but all of it, okay? All of his glory, okay? So, we need to have an excitement about going to heaven, okay? Again, I'm going to tell a little bit of the story, okay? I'm from Jamaica, and I came here in the 1980s. And back then, to get into America, now listen, let me go back. The whole world wants to come to America. We think America is the greatest place in the whole world. It's the greatest place on earth in America, and we all want to come here. Okay, back then, it is a long process. You do somebody have to invite you. My father was already here, and he filled out the paperwork, do the invitations. We had to go get medical. We had to go get passports. We had to do so many things we had to do, and each of those things take time. And back then, things don't go as fast now as it used to. And during that time, in your mind, America is the place to be at, and you're waiting to go and waiting to go. So it's like, you're on edge, want to come to America. All right, and then you finally go get your interview at the embassy, and then they stamp it, say, "Yep, you're gonna go." And then you gotta book your ticket, and then when you book your ticket, and then the day now, for me now, the day, I'm gonna leave tomorrow to go get on a plane. Okay. Well, I couldn't sleep the whole night. I just couldn't sleep at all because I was so excited. Can't wait to get there, Just can't wait to get there. And America is Earth, okay? Now, we take America for granted because we're in it and we don't realize all the wonderful things here. But the rest of the world want to come in and share in these wonderful things. But heaven have far greater wonderful things than the things that we have on here. So, but because we don't talk about it and we don't study it, despite that God told us about it, okay, gave us enough to know what's going on there, we're not excited about it. And matter of fact, we're afraid. We're really afraid, naturally afraid to talk about heaven, okay? But once we get into this and we learn, you're going to see that heaven is the most wonderful thing possible. All right. What are they doing? What are they doing? Okay, what are they doing? Eating, singing, drinking, dancing, praising God. Matter of fact, they're doing pretty much the same thing that you do here, but there is no saying everybody really love one another and help one another. It's a really, well, we'll get into more into it, but it's the same life, like how you know life, physically life, continuation. Somebody once said to me, "Oh, what are we gonna do up there? Walk around la la la?" No, it is real life, but everything is good. If you can imagine life where you have when we have our own social gathering and nobody gets drunk and nobody start cursing, it's just everybody's just happy and having a good time. That is how heaven is, and it's a real place. All right. Now we have to get heaven in our daily lives, like I said, for it to become real to us. Okay. Just like Australia, I've never been to Australia, but I believe it's real. You know, I've never been to Mars, but I believe it's real because we talk about it, and we do models of the solar system and so forth. The things that are real for dinosaurs. I've never seen a dinosaur, but I believe it's real. Okay, because we do those things. All right, now once we do that, now we'll become excited about going to heaven, and when God decides our time come, because God have to decide our time. Despite what you want, you can't go until He decide that it's your time. Now, God gave me some books. They're easy way to help you to get it into your life. Okay, so if you want to get them, I'll talk more about them. But if you want to get them, that's an easy way that's already laid out for you to start getting heaven in your life. All right. Okay. When we look at our lives, okay, we see that we have all these things going on. We have, we do movies, work, sleep, camping, and a whole host of things. But there's no room to talk about heaven or do an activity of heaven. Sit down with your kids and draw a picture, do a coloring, do some coloring activity about heaven, or anything about heaven. Singing a song about heaven. Some churches do sing songs about heaven on Sunday. Most of the African American churches, quite a few of them, we don't even sing about it anymore. It's kind of gone off. We think about the other things, which we do need to think about those too, but we need to get something about heaven in there as well. All right. And if we do that, then it will become part of our lives, and it won't be when somebody dies then we're kind of, and I hope he's in heaven. Okay, we don't want that. We want to know. We want to know that what God told us, it is true. We want to believe Him and trust Him. Now this is the My Journey Home book, and this book is your main tool. It nails the heaven message, how we don't die on the head. This is the most important book that I've done, and it's a very easy way to get heaven. It's a very easy way to get heaven in our daily lives. Okay, it shows us clearly that we do not die, just like Jesus said. Okay, you have story and picture. It's gonna give you power and tools to see for yourself. Okay, you'll know for yourself, and to share with the entire family. All right. This book, anyone will pick it up and look at it, they'll understand. They should understand. And so I would encourage you, just have this book in your library so you can show everybody what God has for us. Okay, it's available at the website, and I'll leave the website. You can get it. You can get the website, and I would have it so that you can share with others. All right. Okay. Thanks. Anyway, there are some things that we have to understand to kind of make that transition from this world to heaven world. Okay. We have to get our bodies are not us, and we think that our bodies are us because that's what we see. When we see each other, it is our bodies that we actually see. When we touch the hands, we see the eyes, we see the beautiful faces, the long beautiful hair, and other things that we see. The body is very powerful to us, but it's not us. Okay, we are actually spirits, just like God is a spirit. We're actually spirits that live inside the bodies, and the bodies are made of dirt. Okay, it's made of dirt. Okay, and our bodies that we have are just tools that we use to work, operate on heaven's side. Okay, just like how you'd use a screwdriver or a wrench, Our bodies are tools that we use to operate here, but we're actually the spirit that is inside the body. All right, we're actually the spirit that live inside the bodies, and the spirit have a soul. Now the spirit, okay, is actually our thoughts with the intent attached to it. Okay, you gotta have intent attached to it for it to be your spirit. Okay, so if you just think about something, you get a thought. We get thoughts. That's not the spirit. It's a thought that come in your mind. But if you don't lock onto it and intend on doing something with it, then it's not that is not you. That spirit is not you. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit. Okay, you can't see it with your eyes, just like you can't see God. It's invisible. Okay, but we know we have thoughts with intent inside of us. Now, Jesus said, if a man look at a woman with lust in his heart, he's already committed adultery. I'm going to show you the spirit work, okay? Alright. If he sees a woman and he start having thoughts, and he's intending and having an affair with this woman, okay? He doesn't have to talk to her. He doesn't have to touch her. You just have the intention of doing it. He's already committed adultery, because sin is really in the spirit. Then now later on, you command your body to, carry out the sin. So the body is not, it's not you. It's you who command the body. It's you, the spirit, that's in there with an intention. All right. So the spirit is really important. That's where, that's what God changes, and we'll talk about more about that to make you alive. We'll talk about more. Okay. Now your soul. Okay. Your soul is attached to your spirit. Now, the easiest way to understand the soul is what you and you alone feel. It's what you experience. You alone experience what you feel, whether it's physical, emotional, your imaginations, your memory. All that's just you knowing what you feel and know. That's your soul. Okay, it is very personal. Okay, very personal, and it's individual. I can feel for you. I can sympathize. Like if you're having a headache, I can sympathize and say, here's a Tylenol, but I can't really feel it. I can imagine a little bit here, but I can't feel it. Only you can feel, only you can experience it. That is your soul. Okay, now it includes your memory, and it's where you make choices. Okay, so that's what that is. All right, so you understand those other things. The spirit, okay, and the soul are always attached together. They're all joined up. They can't never be separated, whether you're on heaven's side or earth side. So when the spirit moves, the soul goes with it. Okay, and then understand the natural laws on earth side. Okay, like gravity, physics, all the natural laws that we have here, they're different on heaven's side. They don't apply. The natural laws that we have here, they don't apply or govern the things in heaven. Heaven is different. Okay. Now, things in heaven are not made from dirt. They're not made from dirt. Okay, they're made from heavenly material. Okay, and they're permanent. Like here, everything is temporary. Eventually, breaks down and turn back to dirt. Dies, break down, turn back to dirt. Heaven, everything is always permanent. There's no dust up there. Okay, women, we never have to dust again. Wow, I'm really never have to dust again. All right. Heaven is another world that God made, just like He made this earthly world. Heaven is a physical place. Now, He told us in Genesis 1 that He made heaven and earth, and when we get into the end of this, in the part B, we'll talk about. You'll see some more. Okay, you'll see some. All right, now illustration of the holy city. Okay, this is from my Heaven and Christmas book. This is the first book I wrote, and I really didn't know what God was doing when I found myself just writing the story. I just kind of wrote it down, and I didn't really know what God was doing. Okay, this cube here that you see, it's a illustration of what Revelation 21:22 told us about the holy city. When we talk about heaven, usually we're talking about this cube right here. Okay, and in here the walls, this yellow wall is made of jasper, and then the streets are made of gold. You see from the illustration from that book, there's golden streets. Okay, and the gates of pearl, and the 12 foundation stones. All right. Now, everything that God used, all the material that God used to make the holy city, is only material that we reserve here on earth to make jewelry. Okay, just imagine that. By the way, this is our house. This is a big house that God built for him and his children. Just like how you make your home and you build a house and you have your family and your family live there. Okay, this big building that we call heaven, typically we call this heaven, but it's a holy city. It's inside of heaven. Okay, on heaven's side. It's one of the things on heaven's side. All right. Well, this is your house, the physical house that we live in, like when you build a house. The Bible says it sparkles in the sky like a gem, and it's made of only things that we use to make jewelry. So it's like God made this. You can never build a building like this. Jesus says, "I go to prepare a place for you." It's this building is talking about, this building for us, and inside of it, all his children live as one family. Okay, and I think about, I don't know if you remember the show Dallas, and you remember how on that show they had one big house, and all the family lived there, from the grandfather, grandmother, the younger son, Miss Ellie, JR, the children. They all live under the same roof, and that's like the big dream of you and your family living on the same roof. And this is the same dream that God had for him and his family, which is us, to live in the same house. So we built this house for him, a house to live in. And what a house! Now listen here now. Inside this right here, this other picture right here. It's a picture right here, with the streets of gold. This is like inside of it that God tells it. Now, it's so big. It's 1,400 miles high, wide, and long. Okay, huge. Like from the size of, like, picture a house as big as, from the size of, a friend of mine says, from Georgia to New Mexico. The length of it, and then the height of it, and the width of it. Now, this house has streets. We have always and corridors in our homes, or even our buildings or office buildings. They have streets, and they're paved with gold. Okay, in this house, and a river. It has a river. We have, like, we'd like to put waterfall on our lawns or whatever. Inside of it, there's an actual river that flows from God's throne, and then we try to put, like, plants in our house. There's a tree of life that grows along the river. Wow, what a house that God has built for us. It's amazing how how he wants to shower his love on us. Okay, so, but it is real, just like he told us. All right, now, like I said, the Bible says it sparkles like a gem in the sky. Okay, and it is our permanent home, and it's free. Everything is free. You don't have to pay for nothing. Just like how you don't pay your parents for what you're eating in your house when you're children. You don't pay for anything in this house. Okay, now also keep in mind our new bodies. We're going to get new bodies that are permanent. Okay, and they don't hurt over there, get old, get fat, weary, ever die. No sickness. Just imagine not getting the common cold, not even as much as a common cold, or even a headache. Okay, there's things that I could, as we go along, I'll try to tell little by little, because so many things that about heaven, that if I tell you it right now, you wouldn't take it. You can't take it, you can't accept it, because it's way beyond your imagination. But like everything is possible, God can do everything and anything. But when we get on that side, we'll know, we'll see. It's really, really wonderful. Now, how do we get there? And this is from the My Journey Home book. I used to think, and I think I've seen a picture when I was studying of when Jesus said that the angels carry us to heaven. That's how we get there, okay? And I was in the Bible, and I was looking at a picture where somebody draw a picture of the angels carrying us, and like two angels carrying one on one arm and one the other, carrying you up to heaven. And we also, we said, how we're gonna take our flight. We're gonna I'll fly away. One bright morning, those things. Okay, well, we actually fly, but it's a flight like a airplane flight. Okay, heaven is a sky. It's a big sky. We'll see later on. But through the sky, when the angel carry us, we're carried in this chariot. It's like an airplane, but it looks like this, and it's a very beautiful gold. This doesn't even capture how beautiful it is, and it has a fire going around it. Okay, and you pass through the fire. But anyway, it's open, and it doesn't have any it doesn't take any use any power. It just goes. Okay, it's very beautiful. I can't even explain or capture what I saw, what it looks like. Okay, beautiful, 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 beautiful. I was in one of the electronic stores the other day, and I hadn't been in an electronic store for a long time because God had kind of pulled me out of the world. He had pulled me out of the world and kind of dealing with me for a long time. Okay, and I went in to get a camera, and I saw this huge big screen TV, and the images were so pretty, and I said, oh, 3D TV now? And the gentleman said, oh, no, it's not 3D, it's the quality of the high definition. And I thought to myself, wow. And I thought about what I saw now. Wow, it looks like the images that are on there, it's kind of like trying to catch up to how beautiful it is on heaven's side. So when you see those images on the TV, in those big screen high definition TV of like outside, it's actually prettier than the physical world when you look outside. And that's so when I was on that side, when I thought about what I saw, those images are kind of like trying to catch up to how beautiful it is. And I don't know if your eyes are better or what, but when you see it, it's so beautiful. The world that God has for us to live in, really amazing. Okay, so summary: we never die. We transport from this life to the continuation of a new abundant life. We go in grand style. Keep in mind, this is overview I'm doing. We'll get into more detail. When we get on this side, we do get a new body, and it's instant. But we'll get into more detail. We'll talk more about it. Okay, thank you much. Here's your scriptures. Scriptures, and I'll leave them for a little bit so you can see the scriptures. How you can reach me, how you can contact me. Thank you so much. And my books that I have, the My Journey Home book, Body and Spirit. This one, it is finished, but I'm putting some more touches on it. These ones are my older books. This is Everything Christmas, the first one I wrote, and Jamaican African Safari. Now these books, everything in these books, it tells you something about the other, what heaven is going to be like. But the My Journey Home is the one that really nails it on the head. It's the last book that I wrote, and I wrote a while back when I kept putting it in, take it back. It's not time. And then once time, God had me take it out. But it's wonderful. I had no idea what He was doing with me. Thank you so much, and see you in part 2. And remember now, these are just overview. As we go along, we're going to break it down into more detail, and so you can go out and tell the world. All right, thank you. The great news: we will never die.